Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Rosy Kech here again today. And guys, this is going to be like a chit chat today in this video. So guys, growing up as an only child, right, one of the things I really just thought about was when I thought about having children, I was just really excited about having a daughter. Fun stuff is that there's this bag I got for my daughter. It's supposed to be like a box. I got this bag before I got married, before I knew I was getting married. I saw it and I loved it, and I got it. I said it's for my daughter. The bag is still there. I call it my daughter's bag. It's not like I didn't want to have a son. I wanted to also have a boy and a girl too. I wanted my kids to have that relationship with their siblings that I didn't have growing up. The major thing that was in my head was how I wanted to raise my daughter, how I wanted to remind her every other day how beautiful she is, how much of a princess she is, you know, pump her up every other day and just like remind her how enough she is. Then I had a son first, who is the absolute love of my life, absolute joy of my life, my Lulu. So yeah, somebody asked me the meaning of Lulu in the last video I made. His name is Louis. Louis, like L-O-U-I-S, but the S is silent, so Louis, but I call him Lulu. You can call him Chiemere too, or Nnamdi, any of those three. Those are all his names. So when I had Louis, I now began to think of what it meant to have a son, because I didn't really have it at the back of my mind what it would entail having a son before I had a son. And I'm just really trying to see what to do, or see ways that I can raise him to be the best version of himself, and you know, to just be all that he's meant to be. And when I saw this book that JustinBaldoni wrote, JustinBaldoni is an actor, an American actor. So I follow him on Instagram, and he talks about just what it entails, what it means to be a man, what it takes to be a man, what society expects of men or from men. A few days ago I saw this book that he wrote, Boys Will Be Boys, cancelled, then Boys Will Be Human. You know, and I just went through this caption and it just resonated strongly with me, because those were like a lot of the things I think as a boy mom. You understand, like I'm constantly talking about how I want my child, my son, to be full option, you know, and it's not about, you know how they say wife material, especially in Africa, you hear you're not wife material, but nobody talks about husband material. You understand? Before now, raising boys, it's always like, oh, when a boy does something, don't worry, boys will be boys, and the girls are held accountable for doing the same things that guys do, and nobody holds them responsible for. Do you understand? So I just really am intentional about raising my son. I know it's still early, but it starts from now. And first things first is to conceive the idea in my mind, and it's the way I want to raise my child. You know how you have a child and you know, this is how I want to raise my child, these are the values I want to instill in my child. Yes, those are the things I want to do, and I don't want to have a son who cannot do things for himself. What I'm talking about here is how society makes guys or makes ladies pay for the things that guys don't pay for. For instance, a teenage girl gets pregnant by a teenage guy, then everybody laughs at the girl. I know she's the one carrying the pregnancy, but it's just like the guy is not ashamed, but the girl gets to carry the shame, gets to be the one that is, you know, looked down upon because she has a child now out of wedlock. But for a guy, having a child out of wedlock is not even a big deal. But when a girl gets pregnant before getting married, it's like a big deal. Like, why is this happening? You know, I'm giving you an example of how different rules apply to different gender in society. And so having a boy really has opened my eyes to a lot of things that I want to do. Like I said, like another thing I noticed with guys is we are so quick to say men are not emotional. A lot of men are bottling things up because growing up they have been told that you don't max your emotion, right? You are not going to be seen as strong. So now the strength of a man most of the times is seen in how he can pose to be strong even when things are not going well. You know, sometimes you maybe you have a friend or maybe even your husband, he's going through stuff and you're like, are you okay, are you okay? And they're bottling up, because if you ask them, they're like, they don't want to stress you. But you know, women are not like that. You see that when women are going through stuff, we're so verbal about what we're going through, but it's like men don't talk, because if men talk, they are seen as weak. And you see it on social media. Husband and wife are having issues. The man is crying out, the woman is crying out, like, oh, why is the man crying out? The man shouldn't cry out. The woman should be the one to cry out. So just a lot of things that society does that supposed to show that men are strong. Men don't cry. I always say, don't call my son a man, he's a boy, because he's a boy before he gets a man. Because you don't call a small girl woman, but you call a small boy man. He's a boy. Let him go through what he wants to go. Let him go through his emotions. And you know, you hear people say boys are not supposed to cry. Who says boys are not supposed to cry? Boys have tear glands. Boys have tears in their eyes. They can cry. They should be allowed to cry if they feel like crying is going to ease, you know, make them feel better. So a lot of times when people see men crying, like, oh, the man cried. Why shouldn't men cry? It's just these things that society has, that we've grown up with. These notions, this mindset. Boys should be able to feel. Boys should be able to know that their strength comes from their feelings. And boys should know that they are allowed to feel. There are a lot of things that happen, and even with young boys, you see young boys bottling things up because they have been told that what makes you a strong boy is not feeling. Then coming back to African homes, some families growing up, you would see people say, oh, okay, maybe the boy shouldn't enter the kitchen, the boy shouldn't cook. My son is going to learn how to cook because cooking is a survival skill. You understand? You have to be able, I'm not saying that you should have to be a chef and cook up a storm in the kitchen. At least do the basics that you need to survive if there's nobody to cook for you. You know, sometimes I see post online, somebody has a dirty house and the person says, oh, I need a wife. You don't need a wife, you need a cleaner, or you need to clean your house by yourself. Those are things that you need to do by yourself. Clean your house by yourself. So you don't need a wife to come and clean. Those are the things that I feel like society has done, and you know, it just makes, and there are a lot of amazing men. I'm not saying that there are no men who do stuff in the house. I'm just saying that still in society, see some people, even up till now, it just shows that there are still barriers that we have to break, because you see a man, let's say you see a handsome man, a handsome dad, oh, the dad is babysitting. He is not babysitting his own child. He is taking care of his child, just the same way the wife is taking care of their child. Or you see a man who does house chores for the wife, and they're like, the wife controls him. You know, the wife controls him. And I'm like, how is the wife controlling him? He's taking care of his home. I just really loved that I saw that, because I was thinking about this, trying to figure out how to make this video. Then I saw that post and it just really put everything together for me. So if you have a son, let me know in the comment section, what are you doing differently to raise your son? Or if you've raised boys, what did you do differently that helped you raise your boys, that helped you raise wholesome men? Because that's what we're trying to do. I feel like it's just always about raising the girls. You're raising girls to be good wives to men that are not trained. So basically, you see a guy who is untrained, who has bad character, and they feel like the next thing they want to do for the man is to look for a wife that is going to calm him down. I don't know how it takes. It's over 30 years, and they could not raise the guy in the house. Then they have to come and stress somebody's daughter with an untrained man. So it's just I feel like this generation now that we're birthing children, we have to be more intentional trying to raise our boys as much as we're raising our girls. Let's just not raise girls and leave our boys untrained. And like I said, I'm being intentional about it. I hope you are too. Let me know if this video resonates with you. I just want to really know in the comment section. So this is really what I wanted to just come say in this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys. So yes, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share this video if you can, and I'm gonna see you in my next one. Until then, stay safe and be kind. Bye.